You've probably heard at least 4 of these your entire life, and at least 3 of them are rubbish. But one of them is real enough to make you look at your own pet a little differently. So keep score as we go. True, busted, or half true. These are 8 pet myths going into the furnace. That myth sounds scientific because it comes with a number. Busted. Goldfish can learn and remember far longer than a few seconds. And research-backed reporting on fish cognition has been debunking this for years. So no, your goldfish is not meeting its own tank for the first time every lap. It is not a drifting orange screensaver. It has a memory, and frankly, a better reputation than this myth ever gave it. This myth has the survival instincts of a cockroach because it is simple, tidy, and wrong. Busted. Blue Cross said it is not as simple as multiplying by 7 because dogs age differently depending on size and other factors. So dog years is less biology and more pub napkin maths. A much better way to think about your dog is life stage. Puppy, adult, senior. This one has caused more pointless panic than a buffering Wi-Fi symbol. Busted. VCA says a healthy dog can have a warm, dry nose after a nap, after exercise, or just because noses vary. A dry nose only really matters when it comes with other signs, like lethargy, appetite loss, sores, or cracking. So, the nose is not a magical health scanner. It is just one clue, not the whole case. Thank cartoons for this one. Busted. The RSPCA says most of a rabbit's diet should be hay and grass, with leafy greens and a few pellets. While carrots should only be an occasional treat, so the famous rabbit food is real, just wildly over-promoted. Rabbits are basically tiny fibre processing machines with ears. This one sounds harmless right up until somebody reads the dog completely wrong. Busted. The AKC explains that a wagging tail does not automatically mean happy, friendly, or safe to approach. It means the dog is emotionally aroused. That could be excitement, but it could also be fear, frustration, or aggression. A wag is not a smile. It is an exclamation mark. You need the rest of the body language to know what the sentence actually says. Now we get into the slippery myths, the ones that are believable because part of them is true. Busted. Yes, cats often purr when they are relaxed and content, but VCA notes they can also purr when they are stressed, frightened, or in pain, which means a purr is not a verdict. It is a clue. If the cat is hiding, hunched, off its food, or acting strangely, the purr may be comfort, not happiness. This is what makes the myth so sticky. It sounds right because sometimes it is right, just not always. This is the dangerous one, because it wears the costume of a fact. Half true. Cats do have a real writing reflex. VCA says it helps them orient during many falls, and most kittens develop it very early. But many falls is not every fall, and landing feet first does not mean landing unhurt. The reflex is real. The superhero version is not. Cats are agile. They are not gravity-proof, which is why windows, balconies and high ledges are still very real risks, no matter how confidently your cat stares into the middle distance like it pays rent. This is the one that sounds like sentimental nonsense right up until the evidence starts growling back. Mostly true with limits. Epilepsy.com says seizure response dogs can be trained to help during or after a seizure, and it also notes reports of some dogs showing alert behaviour before a seizure begins, though that is rare and needs more research. That distinction matters. The strong claim is not all dogs are furry diagnosticians. The real claim is narrower and more interesting. Some dogs, especially trained ones, may detect or respond to certain medical events in ways humans cannot. So this myth does survive the furnace, just not in the magical form people usually tell it. Not telepathy, not wizardry, knows, behaviour, training, and a sensory world we barely understand. So, what survived? Goldfish memory? Busted. Dog ears? Busted. Dry nose equals sick? Busted. Rabbits live on carrots? Busted. Wagging tail equals happy? Busted. Purring always equals happy? Busted. Cats always land on their feet? Half true. Dogs sensing some medical trouble? Real enough to keep. And that is why pet myths spread so well. The fake ones sound simple, the true ones sound ridiculous, and the half-true ones are the most dangerous of the lot, because they let people feel right while being wrong in exactly the wrong direction.